He's the man who gives inspirational thoughts to his clients, the man who trains about business in the corporate world, the man behind Mad Science Philippines, the author, the businessman. He is Francis Kong. But more importantly, aside from all of these, Francis Kong is a father. 他有3个孩子 Brian, Hannah and Rachel. 他在商业训练也非常成功，真货多项奖。他的家人和他分享成功。
In the family, I always start with values. Then I'll go into business. My son has been influenced in a lot of things. I think the most important influence is not that he's running his restaurant business, but that he should tap into his potential and then make a goal for himself and then develop his own entrepreneurial skills. My daughter Hannah, she's now creating a name for herself. She's doing bridal gowns and cocktail gowns barely 2 years after returning from Paris.
在忙碌的工作中，他如何安排时间给家人呢？
There's no such thing as time management in the 21st century. Time management is so last century. I don't manage my time, I manage my tasks. And so I divide my tasks into essential and non-essential and just focus on the tasks that will bring in the majority of values that will add to my success goals.
平衡最重要的是工作和生活时间的分配。他必须确定，无论多忙，也要给家人时间。
There's no such thing as work-life balance. There is one thing called work-life integration. You integrate work, you integrate life, make it as a whole, because that's essentially where the word integrity comes from.
他说，他从父亲那里学了很多原则。
Second lessons I learned from my dad is that education is very important. I see him being faithful to my mom all the time, and maybe that's why I'm faithful. I could not remember moments when we would be in embrace and hug, because you know, the older generations of parents, they're not very showy and expressive with their affections, which is not a very good thing. So what I learned from him, I did the reverse now, and I'm a very touchy-feely dad right now. My son is 30 years old. I still hug him. You won't believe that.
Francis Kong never falters to teach his children the right principles as he wants what's best for them.
As parents, and as a trainer, the same principle applies. We can only teach, we cannot make people learn. We can provide the guidelines, we can provide the principles. It's up to them whether they're going to believe it or not, and it's up to them whether they will apply it or not. I just want to see them being consistent in their walk with God, because that's the most important thing. If their relationship with Christ is very vibrant, everything else follows it.
In the Chinese culture, fathers are strict and authoritative. But Francis Kong said that his parenting style is strict but open to fun and changes.
I am strict in the sense that when it comes to moral things, there's no compromise. When it comes to lying, there's absolutely no adjustment. There's no reason why you should lie.
Francis Kong has been an inspiration to many people who have watched and listened to him preaching and giving talks. A lot of people are surely inspired by him. But where does Francis Kong get all his learnings to inspire other people? Who inspires Francis Kong?
I can't attribute that to only one person, but it's always a combination of the best people who really gave their valued opinion, and there's one common denominator among all of them. They all really cared.
Failures also serve as motivation for him to inspire other people.
In the area of relationship, this is one big failure that I have had. It is the inability to understand one important principle in life. And this is the principle I've learned after so much pain. Everything changes, every day changes. Every matter in life changes, and everybody changes.
But failures didn't stop him. Instead, this became the motivation and driving force to be a better person and, more importantly, a father. He has his advice to other Chinoy fathers.
If you want your children to take over your business, you better have a very fun way of motivating them and getting their interest. I mean, if you close them up, imprison them in your stores, and then you give them the guilt trip that this is your responsibility, you got to take care of all of this, I can assure you they'll rather work for a call center. Life is too short. You don't want to have children growing up wishing that you're dead so they can get your inheritance. market, because it entails a lot more dynamic things happening and forces involved. Groceries are just canned goods. Speaking, the power of words, deadline, discipline is important, especially for people behind the camera and doing shows like this. Opportunity. Opportunities develop, become strength. Weakness. Weakness you can develop. Threats always put you out of balance. Positioning, extremely important. I mean, if you create a niche and you stick to that, and that niche is in demand, you're in it for the money. Over time, even without pay, that's a part of discipline. Liabilities, and that's very strange. Assets, they're lazy, they're just there. Liabilities make you wake up, and then if you grow, and then you limit your liabilities. Opening remarks, because it starts the tone. I'm Francis Kong, and my Chinese name is Kang Tao Sun, and I'm proud to be a Chinoy.